Hi everyone! Right, I'm going to show you guys how to do the experiment that I've described in the worksheet that you have. It's very easy, I promise. I always say that, don't I? So you'll need a large piece of paper. White paper without lines is best. I'm actually going to use a magnetic poster because it will be easier for me to show you everything. You will need a marker pen. You can use a pen or a pencil, but a marker pen is better. You'll also need some sticky tape, a paper cup, preferably dark in colour. I'm going to use a plastic bottle, but I think for you guys it works better, easier and safer if you use a paper cup. You need a torch. Mine is a headlamp which I use to see the star maps when I go stargazing at night. And you'll need something with a sharp point. Possibly a cocktail stick or a skewer, but please take care when you use this. This will be to make holes in the paper cup, and now you're all set up. So, I'm going to cut the top of my plastic bottle so it looks like this. Then I'm going to place the tape across each edge of the paper. Make sure that the tape is half on the paper and the other half is free to be able to stick it to the ceiling. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Now for the part that requires care. Please be careful when you're punching holes in your paper cup or your plastic bottle. I have prepared 3 sharp objects, each of a different thickness, so that when I make my holes in the bottle, some of the holes will be larger than others, as they represent the stars in different sizes or magnitude, as astronomers say. But you're perfectly fine just using a cocktail stick and keeping all the holes the same size. These holes are going to form the constellations. If you like, you can plan out the constellation before you punch the holes, just so that you know exactly where you want to put them before you actually make the holes. I'm going to do the constellation of Orion because that's one of my favorites. It's very easy to find in the sky, especially because of the 3 bright stars that form Orion's belt. But you can do any shape you like. Now I'm going to prepare everything else. I'm a tall girl, but I'm not quite tall enough to reach the ceiling in my house. So what I'm going to do is use something stable to stand on, then tape the paper to the ceiling. Please be careful or ask an older person or taller person to do it for you. The torch is going to go inside the cup like this. I have a marker pen ready. Again, please check with a parent because you don't want the marker pen to go through the paper and mark the ceiling. Remember, you can always use a pencil. You should position the cup and the light below the paper, which is on the ceiling. Lights out! When the lights are out, you should see the constellation you made on the paper. It will look like this. Only joking. Here are mine. With the light still off, you mark a dot where you see the dots on the paper. I am showing you this with the lights on, otherwise you won't be able to see me. Now your paper will look like this. Take your paper now and you can join the dots from your constellations. Here's mine. I have Orion, the mighty hunter, the plough, which also has other names, Scorpio, and the Southern Cross, which you can only see in the southern part of the world. Each constellation tells a story. Long ago, before telescopes and satellites, people looked up at the night sky and saw more than just stars. They saw stories. They connected the dots and imagined brave hunters, fierce lions, magical creatures, and gods watching over the earth. These star pictures became known as constellations. The ancient Greeks gave many constellations their names. You might know Orion, the mighty hunter, or Ursa Major, the great bear. Each one had a story behind it, a tale of adventure, love, revenge, or warning. Sailors used the stars to guide their ships. Farmers used them to know when to plant and harvest. And storytellers? They used them to explain the world. Today, we still use many of the old names, even though we now know what stars really are, burning balls of gas light years away.